guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Caitlin, if you didn't know, and I do a bunch of bookish videos. Besides that, hello, I hope you guys are having a great day. Today's video is gonna be the 24 books in 2024, and I know this is like mostly posted in like December and January, but I wanted to do it and I just am late on the trend. I made a spread of the 24 books I want to read in 2024, and we're gonna get through all of them today. So without further ado, let's get into it. My first book I really want to finish in 2024 is the last book in the Mortal Instruments series, which is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. That's the sixth and final book of the Mortal Instruments series. Start with the Mortal Instruments series for like if you want to get into the Shadowhunter world, because it starts with the basics and it's pretty simple. And I grew up on that, like I watched the CW show. That's my goal, to try to finish it this year. The next book though I do have, and this is gonna be starting the Crescent City series by Sarah J Maas. I'm on the last book of the Throne of Glass series, and we all know that her third book of the Crescent Cities series just came out, and no one understands how difficult that was to see everyone move on to the third book, and I haven't even started these, and I wanted to go to the launch party and everything like that. I just, you know, couldn't. I'm really hoping to get into this series this year, but along with that, I also really want to reread ACOTAR, because I read that like 5 years ago. It's recommended to read Throne of Glass and ACOTAR before Crescent City. I have this first book, but along with that, the next one I want to get to is House of Sky and Breath, which is the second book in the Crescent City series. And then obviously the third book, which is House of Flame and Shadow. And I don't think this series is going to be a trilogy. I think there's going to be more books in it, but I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure. Okay. I want to catch up with Sarah J Maas. I'm still behind and everything. My biggest goal is to get through those 3 books so that I'm all caught up, because she's apparently going to be releasing, I guess, 7 titles or something this year. I saw a TikTok about it. I might be wrong. And I need to be there for it. And then the next book I really want to talk about, I do have, oh Lord. It's The Diary of the Orange Tree. This was really talked about on Book Talk because of its mass. This is a brick. Okay, I have hope in myself now because I just got through the tandem read, which was, what was I saying, like 1,300 pages. This is, oh my Lord, I can't even, this is not a floppy book. Okay, there's like 800 pages in it. It's the point that this is like a real, this is like, oh my Lord, this is a high fantasy. It has a glossary at the back, so I do want to try to get to it this year because it's gorgeous and everyone really likes the plot and the characters, and it's just, it's a little scary. The next book is gonna be a darker shade of magic by V.E. Schwab. I can talk, that's great. I've read This Savage Song, which was a duology, and I've also read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I really liked The Savage Song. I didn't like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I feel like that's some people like it, some people don't. I really want to try to get to this. This one is about, like, there's different Londons. So there's like a black, a red, and a white London or something. And he can go in throughout those places. So, and I've always seen it in Barnes when I walk by, and these new covers came out, and this one just looks really pretty. The following book I don't have, but the next book is gonna be This Summer Will Be Different. We all know that Every Summer After I absolutely loved. I know a lot of people said they don't like it, but some people really like it, so blah 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 blah. But she's coming out with the 3rd book, and it's coming out on my birthday, and so I'm hoping that I can go to the bookstore on the day so I can get the book. It's just another summer romance. I'm not exactly sure what it's about, and I love her covers. They're like these pretty watercolors. So the next one I've had on my TBR for the longest time. The cover's gorgeous and it just sounds very interesting. It's called Children of Blood and Bone. It's just so pretty. It's really pretty. This book is pretty much that, okay, the back says, they killed her mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us, now we rise. It's pretty much like a rogue princess goes after this kingdom who's taking their magic and has murdered her mother, but she has to get around, I guess it's like an enemies to lovers or something. She has to outwit and outrun the crown prince, who is hell-bent on eradicating magic for good. This just sounds really good, and every single time I look at my TBR, I see this book is still sitting there, and I'm like, Caitlin, please get to it. It sounds really good, so I'm hoping that like in a 24-hour readathon or something, I'll get into it finally. And I think this is a duology. I don't think it's that long of a series. There's another one that's called Children of Virtue and Vengeance. Following book I want to get to so bad, but it's The Naturals. I've been really into watching Criminal Minds recently. People explain it as it's teenagers as criminal minds, pretty much. So, but it's about Cassie, and she just has a natural gift of like reading people. She goes to this school where there's like other groups of teens who are gifted. They're just working together to find a killer. Always heard good things about this, and I'm honestly in a thriller mood, so I definitely want to try this. Next one is The Fine Print, or someone brought it up recently in one of my videos saying I need to read this soon, and I really want to. But this one's about Rowan and Zara. It's the Dream Million Billionaires series, and I guess they're brothers that have like amusement parks or something. I've just found all good things with this, and I need to learn the hypes, and it just sounds good. And then the next book is going to be The Inheritance Games. Again, I had heard about it, didn't really care. It reminds me of, it was that one movie that just came out. Yeah, I can't think of it. Yeah, you know what? No, let me just scratch it. Whatever, if I find out the movie, I'll put it in the editing. His heirs and this girl have to play games to like earn his inheritance or something, and it sounds good. I never really cared, but now like I once again was at the bookstore and I keep looking at it and I'm like, I should read it. Like I should broaden my search. Next book though is gonna be Iron Flame. This is the second book in Fourth Wing series. I loved Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing was really good. A lot of stuff happens at the end of that book, so I'm really hoping we get like answers. And I just heard that there's like a lot of fighting between the two characters, and it's kind of like annoying, and it's just them arguing a bunch. I want to just catch up and read this one next, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then after that, this I saw at the bookstore. I first off thought the cover was absolutely beautiful, but this is The Phoenix King, and nope, sorry, ruined that for you. If that explains it. This one is about Elena, heir to the throne, and she cannot wield her family's legendary magic, which is like a huge no-no, but she has to prove herself to be a worthy successor to her father. But she doesn't anticipate the arrival of Yasin, who's a notorious assassin who claims fealty to the throne. And then Elena's father must trust Yasin to be a member of the royal guard, but she is certain he is hiding something. So there's a war looming, and Elena and Yasin, I guess, are like enemies, and I guess that's them here, and I am all for it. So I think this is her debut novel as well. Yeah. Every time I pick up this book, I get this huge like intensity to really read it, and I want to. Hi Rosie, good morning. But yeah, I just haven't had time to read it yet, but it just sounds really good. Next one is Shatter Me. I've had it for a second, and yeah, this has been a huge book on TikTok and everything since I can remember. Everyone absolutely loved this series. There's so many novellas and regular books in this series, it's actually crazy. So I just want to try it out. It just sounds really good. It's pretty short too. My stack. Okay, the next book I really want to get to is Better Than Fiction, and this is by Alexa Martin. This girl like inherits her grandmother's bookstore, and she doesn't really care for books. But this author comes into the bookstore and starts like chatting it up with her. I got this for Christmas. The cover's really pretty. I thought it was really cute. I'm really intrigued. So yeah, it's a different author, and I wanted to try it out. So we'll try it. The next book I really want to get to is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. That's the third book in the STEM series. I just figured, you know what, why not get that and try that one out soon. And it's cute. It's a cute cover. So yay! I loved the second one. I'm loving the first one right now too. So I'm figuring that the third one I'm really gonna like. And I've been really loving Ali Hazelwood recently. After that, I really want to get to the Elsie Silver Chestnut Spring series. That is a cowboy romance. Nope, Rosie. No. I've just been intrigued to recently read it, but I really want the mirror covers for the books. I've so far found 3. I'm missing 2, and they're really hard to come by, and if you do find them, people are selling them for like 70 bucks. So if someone knows where they're at, please let me know, because I want them so bad. I'm so serious. I want them so bad. But all good things pretty much heard by them, and I wanted to start broadening my search of romance. And then the next book I really want to get to is One Dark Window. I haven't really heard too much about it. This was really huge this year. I think it's about like a witch or something. So I've just heard good things about it. After that, this is gonna be a reread for me, but I really want to read Ember in the Ashes. I read this book in 2019. Every time I think about this book, good vibes. I loved the plot, such a good book, and I loved it. I loved this book, and I gave it I think a 5 stars, maybe 4 stars, something like that. But I read this book, and then years passed, and I look at my bookshelf, and I'm like, it's there. And I have the second book, A Torch Against the Night, and it's in my read pile on my bookshelf, but I haven't read the second book, and I'm just saying that I have, but I haven't. So I really want to reread this book so that I can finish up the series. I think there's 3 other books in this, maybe 4. 3 other books. What am I trying to say? I want to get back into it, see how I like it. Next book is going to be Sarah J. Maas's Kingdom of Ash. Throne of Glass is definitely my favorite one of hers. What happens in the last 2 books, I want to read this so freaking bad, but I am in depth into school and I cannot do I think this is 980 pages or something. This is her last book, and honestly I think I'm kind of like giving myself time, and when I'm ready to sit down and read this final book, I'll do it. So it was easier reading the last book of ACOTAR, knowing that there were more books coming out, but knowing this is like the last one right now, because I think she's coming out with another one. I'm not even gonna lie, I definitely think so. I saw her in an interview and I'm like, she's definitely writing another Throne of Glass book, or I'm just, you know, giving myself that positivity, and she's not. But I want to read this so bad, but I'm terrified to read it. So hear ye. Alright, and then the next book I want to read is a novel love story by Ashley Poston. 7 Year Split is one of my favorite books by her. I'm pretty sure that was like a 5 to 6 star read for me. I loved that book so much. The meaning for it, everything about it. She has like this really cool, but both of her books have like this little hint of fantasy in it, and I really enjoy it. But it's like a 1 book type deal, and it's very simple, but you still get that big jump of romance, and the cover looks gorgeous. But this one is about like this, I think she's like a fantasy author or something, and she goes into the world of one of her fantasies books. That doesn't make sense. She goes into one of her fantasy realms or something. And I was like, shut up, that is up my alley, and I'm all here for it. The cover looks gorgeous too. Like, it's a door opening, and but it's a book, and then the guy is in there and she's out there. That could be my new favorite book. I think that comes out like June. And then the final book that I have here with me right now is Betting on You by Lynn Painter. I loved that book, and I feel like reading her books are the ultimate rom-com-y type books. They're very simple to get through, very chill, and you can feel the chemistry, everything about it. I only read 1, so maybe her other book I don't like or whatever, but so far I like her book, and they're very rom-com-y and very simple to get to. This one is, I think this is fake dating. They were like childhood best friends, but he was really annoying to her. They do like fake dating or something. I also just really like her covers. They're so pretty, and they look like rom-com-y, cute sit-down books that are really easy to get to. And for me, like I was just saying, I am a huge fantasy reader, so sometimes I just need like a cleansing of just something super short. And then the last 2 books I want to get to are the 2 books I've been talking about so many times. First one is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. You should read Caraval before you read Once Upon a Broken Heart, because apparently it spoils something in Caraval. I liked the first book, but I didn't like, there was something about it I just didn't like. I think it was just the idea that like it was like everything was fake, and it was kind of like them gaslighting her into feeling like it wasn't real, and I felt like I was like completely lied to, and I just didn't like that. We'll see if I get into Caraval again. I think I should reread it, the first book, and then see if I want to read it again. But I want to really try reading Once Upon a Broken Heart. I've heard all good things about it. And then the final book I really want to get to is Powerless, and this is Lauren Roberts' debut novel, and everyone in their moms loved that book. I've always heard everyone say that it was really good. This one is like a Hunger Games type book or something. There's like trials, and there's people who are magic wielders, and then there's like the non-magic wielders, and the magic people think like the non-wielders are these sick ones, making them all sick. Rosie, why are we doing parkour while I'm filming? Come on. No, not in front of the camera. Sit there. Anyways, but yeah, she goes into a trial and she doesn't have any magic, but she's like faking it, saying that she does. I don't even know, but it just sounds really good, and I've been wanting to read that so bad. Last year I just never got to it, and it was never in the bookstores. So Hopefully we get to it soon because Reckless is coming out soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope I get to these 24 books. I hope I read more than 24 books. I'm really nervous that since like 24 is like a lot and I only just read like 30 last year. I'm hoping that this is like a full year of reading and then I can get through this, and it's very simple for me too. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give it a like and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every single time I post, and I will see you guys in my next book video.